Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting adventure right here at Proficiency Bonus. This is Delve and Dash. We're on episode number 32 tonight. As we welcome you back to our stream. We had a little bit of a break, a little bit of a hiatus due to the holidays, but we are back and ready to rock here tonight. A couple quick shout outs, especially to our friends over at Little Dragon Corp. If you type in !Little Dragon in the chat, you can get a quick link to their website where you can buy some really awesome dice and other RPG gear and equipment. Don't forget, if you use the coupon code BONUS during checkout, you get 10% off of your order, which should cover most of the shipping. So it's awesome. So make sure you check them out. Thank you so much, Blitz Graybeard in chat, for helping us with that quick link. We do appreciate it. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master for this evening. And a quick recap after 2 weeks of being kind of on a hiatus. Our group is recently taking a mission to investigate and scope out a caravan that appear from what their friends have told them. It appears that the cult of the dragon is up to no good, and they are raiding nearby towns and villages, and they are taking the spoils from these towns to some location that many of the factions of the north are trying to figure out where. So Dusk and Zin were contacted, and along with Franklin and their new friend who joined up with them, Tonim, to discover exactly where this caravan is headed. So they've been hired upon this caravan, and during last episode they have discovered that there's another group of adventurers that are traveling with another one of the wagons in the caravan who are hired to guard. But our group has discovered that they are very poor actors and actresses that seem to be putting on a guise of an adventuring crew. They haven't really discovered why, but they did a really good job last episode of tormenting them. And the ending of last episode, we ended with basically a half-naked wizard hanging from a bunch of vines in the middle of the tradeway. Yeah, that's the kind of campaign that we've got going, folks. So everybody hold on to your butts. Here we go for another one. So the story is told. The caravan, you guys have woken up the next morning. The evening goes by without much of an issue. Dusk, you were given from Franklin a magical longbow that he had discovered from a golden-clad elf in the woods, who Franklin promised to help, but never got his name or any of the pertinent information that usually people ask when trying to help someone. He knows his location. So you guys wake up to the smells of fresh breakfast being cooked from different groups, and people are loading up their wagons, getting ready to head on further north as you guys continue your way towards Waterdeep. Anything you guys would be doing in particular in the morning before you venture off? You do notice that the other adventuring party seems to be doing as much as possible to avoid eye contact with any of you as you wake up in the morning. And they are basically trying to pretend that you do not exist, as they are a couple fires down from you as you guys wake up in the morning. Is Rob? Sure. Okay. Okay. As you cut holes in a few of those pockets, some interesting things fall out of them. Some of them look like, I don't know, thick parchment tubes with little, like, paper wrappings. Really?
Here, Stumpy. Or me.
Check, check, check. Mic check. Mic check.
Hello?
Hello.
I hope you guys can hear
Let
me.
us know if you can hear everybody now.
Should we just sound off?
Yay! Somebody
Hello.
said yay.
Yay. Awesome.
Yay.
Thank you guys for letting us know in chat. We appreciate that. I don't know why.
All right, so what happened is
I don't know why that
I
happened.
took the robes and I'm cutting holes in all of the pockets.
Yeah, as you cut holes in the pockets, these interesting little tubes fall out. They look like a thick parchment. Imagine a cardboard tube that kind of falls out into your hands. It has like this little like paper topping on it that seems to have some kind of wrapping around it, like a twine wrapping. And then there's a little wick sticking out of the bottom of it.
I'm gonna keep these.
Okay, you pocket them. Okay.
Do I see them?
Are you trying to hide this from your friends?
No,
or-
I see them hit the ground. Oh,
They probably
that's mine
They
now.
probably wouldn't even hit the ground. They probably would have just fallen out into your hand as you were like chopping holes into the bottom of the pockets.
And I put it in my pocket.
But yeah. Tell him you definitely see him pocket these things.
Oh, that must have been how he made the sparks last night.
But what are you talking about?
Oh, right, you weren't around. Fireworks.
Okay. Good to know. I'm gonna keep them though, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, do it.
Don't you think we've done enough to mess with these people?
That's why I'm giving him his robe back.
With holes in his pockets.
That's why I'm giving him his robe back.
Okay.
He should know how to sew.
I am definitely mending the wagon.
Okay.
Ours will be the best wagon.
Continue to mend the wagon. Yeah, definitely. You can continue to take all the minor imperfections out of it there, Franklin. So you mage hand his robe back to him. What's the range of mage hand? Is it 30 or 60 feet?
It's one of them.
I can't remember. If it's
That's for sure.
if it's 30 feet, you'd have to like move a little bit closer to his group. If it's 60 feet, you could probably get it there.
It's 30 feet. I'll walk
Okay.
a little bit.
So you walk a little bit closer. As you're starting to walk, and it looks like you're like peering in their direction, you can see the one, the like gnomish rogue or halfling rogue woman seems to just put up her hood really quickly and look down towards the fire, and the wizard like immediately like looks over, and he's got a blanket like over him, and he's just sitting there by the fire, and he looks over and he stands up, shifts his seat in between the fighter looking guy and the elf archer looking person, and kind of nestles down in between them. And then you stop about 30 feet away, and your mage hand just floats over with the robe, and he quickly grabs it and tucks it underneath the blanket, and then just immediately looks away from you.
I turn around and walk away.
You turn around and head back to your fire. Your patron, I always forget his name because it's a really weird one.
Mr. Smiley Dude?
Mr. Smiley Dude. Yeah, everything is fine guy. Samardag. That's his name.
Yes.
Samardag and his few teamsters are getting things ready to go. And it looks like things are about packed up at your camp. And the caravan continues. And I'm going to go ahead and take us over to our Roll20 map so I can give you guys an idea on where you're headed. If you guys check out that little... Oh, sorry about that, Twitch chat. I had you guys on, like, a part of the map that they weren't even located. I apologize. It's been one of those nights already. You guys are the big red floating orb right there. That's where your caravan is so far. It's been a few days,
Nice.
about 2 days. And you guys continue on. Now, is there anything, I would say probably about 2 days are going to pass here without pretty much nothing interesting happening as you guys are starting to head through the fields of the dead. Is there anything that you guys would roleplay wise or... otherwise want to do at any of this like travel time?
Mainly just trying to keep an eye on this caravan that we're trying to watch, and also keep an eye out for any threats. So
Okay.
that's all Dusk would be doing.
Okay. Sure.
Aside from mending, Franklin wants to see if he could find the fake adventuring group's patron to their wagon.
You want to find the patron of the wagon?
Yeah, the guy who hired them.
Oh yeah, he's easy to find. He's a very boisterous dwarf who is like well clad and like fine, almost noble attire. I think his name was Laya or Lai. You guys,
That's not important.
yeah. He's easy to find. I mean, he's most of the time he's
One of
riding
those nights.
as they're moving. He basically sits on the wagon and just keeps things moving. But during breaks and stuff, yeah, he's. You notice Franklin just by keeping like your perception away. He's always talking about money, like non-stop. Like there isn't a moment where you walk by or you're just kind of within earshot that he's not talking about how just the splendor of gold and how he plans to make fortunes, and it's just all about money with this guy.
Okay,
I
and one
just
of
thought of
those
a good way to fuck with him.
Franklin wants to tell him about how awful his adventuring group is that he hired, and that they're all liars,
Okay,
and none of them are real adventurers.
so you're gonna approach him? Are
That they are scamming him.
you gonna approach him in the evening, or is this during like one of the like a quick break or something like that during the adventure?
During the evening.
In the evening. Okay.
hmm This way, they see Franklin walk up to him,
Okay.
because he's not being stealthy about
He's
it.
not being stealthy about it, so you're not hiding it? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not at all.
So you do approach Lai. Let me see his I have his sheet right here. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Cool. You walk up to him and he's kind of just taken aback a little bit by this turtle approaching him as you guys are setting up for your next camp. He's, how can I help you?
I just wanted to let you know that the people you hired as guards are fake and liars.
What do you mean?
They're not real adventurers.
They're not real. Make a persuasion check, Franklin.
Oh,
oh,
that is great.
Natural 20 for the
But it
first
doesn't
roll.
really matter.
oh.
Wow. So basically, you can see in his face, it's almost like he already knew, but he looks at you, starts to whisper. You know, I started to get a little suspicious that second day, but it was yesterday that really got me. You know, why was the wizard all tangled up in those vines with no clothes on? I mean, couldn't he just do some magic and just get out of it? I mean, he kind of peers over and you can see like the wizard and the rogue are both like just looking over at you, talking to this guy, not knowing what you guys are talking about.
I suggest you get your money back.
Well, I kind of feel bad for him in a way, don't you? I mean, I don't want to just... I could save a ton of money, though.
Have them pay you for safe passage.
Let's see, Dad, you know what? I kind of like this idea. I like where you're going with this. Because then I get my money back, you know? I've already wasted a lot of it. I mean, come on. He couldn't even take out some
get
vines.
your money back and make some money.
That's true. Wow. You're quite a persuasive one, you are. And you talk my language. So are you rich?
Absolutely not.
You're not.
Nope.
Well, hopefully those words that you speak are worth gold. So, let's say, But you know what? I think I'm going to give them one more chance to prove themselves. Because I need guards on my caravan. I can't just trust this to...
Okay. Franklin casts Entangle on the whole group.
The way they're positioned, you could only hit like 2 at a time. You're only...
Doesn't matter. I'll hit as many as I can.
You could hit the rogue.
Definitely the wizard is in one of them.
Okay, so they have to make a saving throw. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a strength saving
It's
throw.
a strength saving throw. What's the DC on this?
I'm looking that up now. So, 15.
15. Okay, so these are going to be straight rolls because they don't have any bonus to their modifier. So this one will be for the rogue.
That's why you go for the rogue and the wizard.
Fails with a 3, and the wizard rolls a 16. So the wizard actually seeing this before and looking over there and watching you just kind of turn and face their direction, he's already like hightailing it away from where before you even hold out your hand, and all these the rogue's kind of like, where you going? And all of a sudden these roots and vines just spring out from the ground and tangle her all within this. You hear, ah! And she screams as she's tangled in these vines. Oh, the vines are back! As Lyle looks over, these things keep following us!
They'll be around for a minute.
Wait a minute. Did you just do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe I need my money back. And he kind of just looks there, just running his hand through his beard, and begins to like walk away from you. It looks like he's really thinking about his current situation.
What does their fighter look like when all this happens? Because he's got to be pissed.
Yeah, he walks up and he does this, like, kind of like, you know, this has happened before. Why can't we get out of this kind of stuff? And he just walks up. He's like, what? Again? Really?
Well, Franklin wasn't hiding the fact that he casted the spell.
Well, these guys currently were like on the other side of the wagons and stuff, so they didn't actually see what you did. But the wizard knew exactly what was happening. And the rogue really wasn't paying attention. She was kind of like in conversation, and it went south really quick for them. So they're just tangled up, and yeah. She continues to stay tangled for a while as the fighter is basically like reaching up and trying to like yank her out, like helping her. Eventually they do.
Well, he has to make a save too if he walks into it.
Well, he's kind of at the edge of it, like trying to pull on her,
okay.
like and kind of yanking her out. It's just, it's like, hold still, please, hold still. Ow! Ow! You got my hair! Stop! It's terrible. It's
well, Franklin holds it there for the whole minute, so
excellent. After the whole minute, finally they get free, and they quickly make their way as far away from the turtle as they possibly can. They go out and try to find as much wood for the fire for the evening as they can as they make their way out into the forest.
And then Franklin's going to walk back to the group and continue mending stuff.
Okay, continue mending. You guys, unless anybody has any other business to attend to, you guys can have your long rest without issue for this evening.
Did you say if there were, like, I know we have specific carts that are here, but are there also like just regular carts transporting goods as well?
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 other carts with you guys that are just different,
like traveling merchants,
yeah,
maybe
traveling merchants and other people. Yeah, definitely.
Can I look around for like a magical traveling merchant? You know, if like transferring magical goods, maybe.
You've been traveling long enough with the 3 or 4 days that you know there's not a magical merchant.
Okay.
You know pretty much all the goods except for the first 5 carts. They have been very quiet and elusive about what they have in their crates. You do know there's a merchant that actually has alcoholic beverages on his cart, and he makes a living on traveling with caravans and having basically a moving bar. That's what he does.
Smart.
He
That's
basically
awesome.
Genius.
That is
I
like
never
genius.
thought of it.
When we stop being adventurers, that's
This
what
guy's that guy is the true guy right there. He knows what's up.
Yeah, he let me see, what was his name? I had his name here somewhere. I'll find it eventually here. But yeah, there is one of these traveling merchants is basically, he claims to be like delivering this alcohol, but really in the back of his mind, you guys can tell he's just making a killing off of the people that are traveling together.
That's super smart.
Mhm.
Somebody in chat just said that wagon's called DUI Incorporated.
That's amazing.
That's right. All right, so on your map, you guys eventually, after a few days of travel, get to where these start to get, the landscape starts to get hilly. You're starting to come out of these fields of the dead, and surprisingly enough, you haven't really encountered anything in the fields of the dead. It's been kind of a surprise. A lot of people have been afraid to travel through here on your merchant caravan, but things have been kind of quiet, and nothing has really jumped out at you. But when you get up here to where these hills start to kind of squeeze the caravan roads a little bit, because it's not as easy to cut these roads into these hilly regions where there's a lot of trees. You start to notice that the forest is a little bit dense, starts to squeeze the road a bit, and the light from the daylight sun is kind of cut off a bit. It starts to darken in the forest a bit. The trees seem to create this natural canopy above the trail. And what is everybody's passive perceptions?
15.
15? Okay.
14.
14?
13.
13.
14.
14.
Do we have a 12?
Do we have a 12? That's right. With the 15, Tom, you would notice that patches of the trees, I guess the best example I can give to you is if you've ever seen like when when caterpillars like start to put like these thick like white almost webbings in the ends of trees.
Oh, the tents?
Yeah, like these tents that kind
Yeah.
of stretch.
God, I hate those. Yep.
You start to notice a couple of those, and then as you get farther into these woods, they start to become a little bit more apparent on the trees, and the rest of you start to pick up on this as well as they start to become more and more dense in different places.
Do I know any, like, does this ring a bell for any kind of creature or anything like that I've studied before?
Go ahead and make, let's call this a history check since you're using your studying. Well, it's
nature?
yeah.
19.
Why don't you use your history? Why don't Franklin? You can use nature since that would be more of like something that you would probably use. Anybody else want to?
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
When I start noticing things like this, I'm going to conjure up a hacky sack.
Okay.
That's it. I'm going to keep it with me.
Okay. You got a
Hold it in my hand.
You conjure a glowing hacky sack.
Yeah.
What's the hacky sack made out of?
I mean, cloth.
Cloth.
Yeah.
Cloth with like birdseed in it or something like that.
Sand, something,
it's
yeah.
like-
Yeah. I'll play with it. I mean, I'm sure my character knows how to play with it.
Yeah.
I would also, or wait, let's see what the result is that is. I got a 19.
19. Okay. You're kind of reading through it, and at first you're like, "Oh, this is some type of caterpillar or something like that." Then the more you see of it, the less like caterpillar it looks, and the more like some type of arachnid or family of arachnid it looks more like. Franklin, for some reason, you're convinced it's caterpillars.
It's okay. I'm probably busy druid crafting like bioluminescent moss and mushrooms onto our wagon so it looks cool.
Nice. You're making the moss in the shape of like flames on the side, something like that.
There you go. Hey, it makes our wagon easy to see compared to everybody
There
else's.
you go. So that's the information that you seem to pull from it, Tottenham.
Okay. I would probably add, or just let people know that there's spiders, possibly.
During that, Dusk is on high alert because he hates spiders.
Oh, Dusk is an anti-spider guy.
Yes.
And
You
and
Oh,
Zed,
just wait till Franklin turns into a giant spider.
Zed's messing with Dusk. He keeps conjuring Mage Hand and just like tickling the back of his shoulder, like poke, you know.
Now, we've talked about this, and you need to stop that.
What are you
Especially
talking about? It's the spiders.
Can I ask a quick mechanical question?
Yes.
Okay. I have mage armor as a spell, which makes my armor class 13 plus my dexterity,
Yeah.
but I also have unarmored bonus because of draconic resistance. If I use mage armor, do I lose that? Because I'm technically not putting on armor. I'm
Technically, you
just
would because
still a cool
mage armor
dragon.
is considered wearing armor with mage armor, technically.
Then that makes that literally the most useless spell I've ever taken. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you want to,
I mean, if it's
we
better
can-
than your current AC,
I can.
then
It's not. It would be 14 either way.
I think the way the ruling works in 5th edition is whatever gives you the highest armor bonus is like what you stick with.
What takes?
Yeah, what takes. So I think
Yeah.
it'd probably be better for you to have your unarmored than it would for you to have mage armor. Mage
It
armor.
just sucks because now I have a wasted spell.
Yeah, because it's not going to really do anything for
No,
you.
it does nothing unless I increase my dexterity.
And I can double check the ruling on it, but I think that's the way it works.
Alright.
I think because I think there were some other questions on that because I think the turtle's the same way. The turtle has like a natural armor, and people have.
I am 17.
Yeah, so they try not to make
And the
it to
only way to
where
make it better is full plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it replaces your base AC, and your base AC would be what your natural AC was.
Okay.
But
Alright, thank you.
you can change that spell out if you want to.
Okay, I would appreciate that. Since I
that's-
didn't know that that's how it works.
Because even though you didn't know it, Tottenham would know it. So
Yeah.
you'd be able to change that out.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So you guys are moving through. The forest continues to get colder and darker. The trees seem to linger closer to the road. It's about that moment that you hear horses start to neigh in a panic in the cart immediately in front of you, which happens to be Lai's cart, the dwarf who was talking about riches. His horses start to rear up, and you can see, coming from the trees on either side, this strange webbing shoots out and starts to cover the horses. And you watch as the 4 adventurers start to panic, and they look left and right, and you see the fighter reach for a longsword over his back and goes, shh, unsheathes it, and it's a longsword, but he treats it more like a great sword. He's holding it with 2 hands, and it's really wobbly at the end. You can watch the blade shake with nervousness, and you can see the wizard looks around, reaches into his pocket, and goes, "Huh? What? My magic!" And all of a sudden, these creatures start to lurk out from the side and immediately run for the horses. They look like they're arachnid in form, but they're walking like a humanoid. And they have these bulbous kind of bodies and shapes, and they have the face of a spider as they come out. And you can see that on either side, on the left side, 2 giant spider-like companions are coming out with these creatures. And they look like they're beelining it towards this cart's horses. You watch. The fighter comes up, gets ready, goes towards this approaching attacker, and nervously takes the sword and misses horrendously and strikes some of the webbing, and down into the dirt the sword goes, and you hear him yelp in panic. Ah! And then you see the wizard, like, digging through his clothes. And they are in the pocket. I just had him in the pocket. And you watch as the rogue gets out her bow and just gets an arrow set, pulls back, and the string of her bow breaks. And that's when you notice one of her ears, the top of her ear, pops off.
Oh my god.
And falls to the ground. It wasn't an elf ear at all. It was actually carved out of wood. And the rogue, you can see, gets up, gets ready to jump into action, slips off the edge of the wagon, and lands in some of the webbing and gets stuck. What do you all do?
If I can see one of these spiders, I'm gonna fire an arrow at it.
Okay.
Do I have a clear line of shot to the sky or no?
To the what?
To the air, to the sky above the canopy of the trees.
Not to the sky. No, it'd be all. It's like thick foliage up there. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you guys over to a map so you guys can see a little bit of what you're dealing with right here. So, I'm gonna have to bring that map over a little closer, so that way you guys can. And then when I get the map set, you guys can actually click on your tokens and roll for initiative, since it looks like you guys are gonna jump into some action right here. Are you guys able to see this this map?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you look towards the right side, you'll be able to see what you're dealing with and some of the webbing. So let me bring up my turn order here, and you guys can. Here, let me clear this first. I apologize.
Oh no, I rolled.
Oh, you rolled and a 2 came up?
I mean, unless you want me to re-roll, you know what I'm saying?
Let's do this. I'm gonna clear it. It was my fault, so.
Oh god.
You know, I mean,
Everybody
cool.
rolled already.
We can re-roll though. We all rolled crap.
Hey, that's better, you know.
Go ahead and click on your token and re-roll.
Oh. That was much.
So I'm gonna.
What are you talking about?
That's a bad initiative, always. So
I'm going to.
Okay, from 2, 8, and 6 to 19, 21, and 17. That's an improvement.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember 2, 8, and 6 ever being.
Merciful Dungeon Master. Just remember that. I apologize, guys. My roll 20 is being a little picky right now. I'm trying to get all these guys on the board so you guys can see what you're dealing with.
Oh.
Yep, Dusk. There are spiders.
Oh, those things are.
Jesus Christ.
I almost cursed because I also hate spiders.
So let me go ahead. I'm going to roll initiative for these folks. Oh gosh, come on, roll 20. Give me some clicking going on here. There we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll for these guys manually here. Okay, so those guys will go on 12. Here, let's roll this other one too, so that way if I roll 20, we'll be okay. Hey, 2 12s.
Heck yeah.
That'll make it easy. Let's just add, I'm just gonna go custom label, bad guys. Add, and I'm gonna put 12 right there, because that's where they're gonna go. And then we will put them in order. We will change the music and match.
So peaceful. I like this music.
Yeah, this is definitely not a peaceful moment, as your
No.
your friends seem to be panicking about. Whoa, that's loud. Hey, sorry about that, Twitch. Making sure everybody's still with us.
No,
I'm
it
so
sounds like
happy.
the background music of a game that I played when I was a kid called Saddle Up with Pippa Funnel, and it was like a horse riding game. It was very soothing.
So, Tonum, you see this all taking place. These things are coming out of the forest. Looks like they're headed right for the cart ahead of you, which is not your responsibility to guard, but it seems like their guards are failing them right now.
Okay, I'm going to.
Anywhere where there's webbing or a tree on the map is considered difficult terrain, so it'd be half movement through those areas.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not moving. I'm
Spellcasters
squishy. I
don't
stay
move.
far away.
They only run away if they have to, right?
Yeah.
I'm squishy too, but what the heck is far away?
Okay, I'm going to cast a spell once I figure out what spell I'm gonna use. Okay. I'm going to cast Frostbite on this guy here.
Oh, that guy?
I'm
That weird,
not
spidery,
this
humanoid
one.
guy? Yeah. Let me bust up his character sheet. I think that's a saving throw, right, for Frostbite?
It is DC 15.
DC 15 of Constitution?
Yes.
All right. Let's see how he does. DC 15. Oh, I apologize. I have it set on Whisper Rolls, but he only rolled an 11, so it will go. It will go through.
He takes 8 damage.
Takes 8 points of damage. So let's change this to Never Whisper Rolls so everybody can see it. Our Twitch chat can see it, but you guys can't see it. 8 points of damage. Cold damage, I believe.
Yep.
Does it do any other effects? Like slow his movement or anything like that?
Failed save.
Because I know Ray of Frost does, but I don't know about Frostbite.
The target takes 1d. This is interesting. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Takes 2d6 cold damage. And has disadvantage on a next weapon attack roll.
Oh, disadvantage on its next attack roll. Got it.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Anything else you'd be doing?
No.
Nah.
Nah.
Staying put?
Yep. Stay out of it.
All right. That brings us to Zin.
I am going to step out of line,
Yep.
turn invisible using hidden step.
Okay, that's a bonus action, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna walk up and place myself in between this guy, but invisible, and I'm gonna cast mirror image on myself, but I'm still invisible.
Mirror image on yourself. Okay.
Yes.
So you can cast a spell without it breaking your invisibility?
Yes.
Okay. Just double check. I know the Furbog's invisibility natural ability is different than the invisibility spell, so I just want to double check. So,
yeah.
So you're in
This is my natural.
You're invisible, mirrored image in between this creature and the guy who is like basically stuck his sword into the ground and now is panicking.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. That brings us to Dusk on the other side, or on the same side.
I'm going to move and get up on top of our caravan.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot an arrow at the spider thing that's in front of Zen.
Okay. Go ahead, make your attack.
21.
21. That will hit. Roll your damage.
That is
12? 12?
12 points of piercing, plus I get a sneak attack because he's in melee.
Oh, he is.
Oh.
So that's 15 total.
So an additional 3. Nice.
It's like we're a team or something, right? It's like we work together over a couple.
So yeah, this arrow goes flying over where the wizard is panicking, digging in his pockets, and sinks into the chest of this creature. It goes as it starts to regain its composure. Anything else, Dusk?
Nope, I'm just gonna stay up here.
Okay. The bad guys go. The creature begins to walk forward that just got shot and runs into something. And doesn't really know what's going on, so just goes ahead and just tries to attack whatever it ran into that's in front of him. So that would be a disadvantage attack. As it's trying to, they get to make 2. They get to make a bite and a claw. So it's gonna slash with
That's
disadvantage.
fine.
With 16.
Good thing that was
Good
dead.
thing that was disadvantage, right?
Yes, that hits.
16's gonna hit.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna
Yay,
take.
squishy
Wait,
characters.
hold on. Wait a second.
Okay.
I get to roll a d20.
Yeah, because you have mirror image. Let's see if it hits you or your mirror image.
Okay, it hits a duplicate. The first attack.
So one of your duplicates disappears, right?
Yes.
Dissipates, totally gone. Now it's gonna try to make a bite. It's contact. It seems to have missed something, or I'm not really sure if it does. It feel like it made contact with anything when it hits a mirror image, or is it just like an illusion? It just goes.
Yeah.
through? Okay.
It hits me. Yeah.
Okay.
Or it hits the thing.
Bite is a 12. I don't think that's gonna do it.
I'm targeted with the attack, so I roll again.
Yep. Well, it's a 12. Does a 12 beat your AC?
Well, for the spell, it doesn't matter if it hits.
Okay.
It's if it
It's,
rolls.
okay.
If it targets me,
You have to
it
roll
sees
anyway.
if it's targeting them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes.
That targets you.
Yes.
So does a 12 hit you?
No, it targets the duplicate.
Okay, so it takes out another duplicate with that attack.
Duplicate's AC equals 10 plus Dex. The duplicate's AC is 10. It's the same as mine.
So it does hit you then, right?
It hits the duplicate.
Okay, so
And
two duplicates are
yeah.
gone. Okay, gotcha.
I'm complicated.
It's okay. Spellcasters, they're all complicated. All right, so it's gonna continue to stay there. The other two that look just like it, one actually seeing, one is actually beelining it towards the horses, and it's basically taking its claws and it's cutting the ropes to the horses, like detaching the horses from the cart. This one actually, seeing that Franklin hasn't gotten a chance to do anything yet, just lurches out from the forest towards Franklin and is going to try to make a bite and a claw attack against Franklin. Claws are a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
7 slashing damage to Franklin, and then a bite as it lunges towards you. It's a 13.
13 will miss.
Okay, so it tries to, you regain and kind of push back on it as it tries to lunge and just grip you with its fangs, and it can't do it. So that's the end of its turn. And these giant spiders in the back just sort of linger and crawl forward a little bit. And Tonum, one of them looks towards you and fires a web at you. I need you to make a... Oh wait, no, I attack with it. Does a 13 hit you?
Nope.
Okay, so this thing, you duck and it goes flying over your head into the distance.
I sidestep behind Franklin.
Behind right. Yeah. I gotta put never whisper rolls for my giant spiders. I apologize. Okay, and the other giant spider actually steps out to the north here. It's basically just kind of covering this other creature as it's cutting these horses loose. That ends the bad guy's turn and brings us to Franklin, who's being assailed by this creature.
Okay. Franklin is gonna wild shape
Okay.
into a giant spider.
Nice.
I don't know how to pull the miniature out for that.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
Okay.
If my, there we go, my roll 20 needs to, oh, here we go, Franklin's wild shapes, there they are. Franklin giant spider. We'll pull you out there. There you are.
Alright, I'll just move this guy.
I'll move that guy over a little bit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you moved.
And
him.
Franklin doesn't care about attacks of opportunity. He's gonna go save the horses.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I was moving you over at the time you grabbed it. Go ahead, you can move it again.
Oh.
You're not worried about attacks of opportunity?
Nope.
Okay, so you're going to get one from the. This one is going to try to reach out and claw you. That is a 14 to hit.
That'll hit my form.
That'll hit your form. So you take 6 slashing. So you take that attack of opportunity. And the giant spider beside you tries to take a quick bite out of you. That's a 10.
That'll miss.
That'll miss, okay. So it's not able to latch onto this other giant spider that just appeared on the battlefield. Okay, so you're headed for the horses. What would you like to do here?
I'm gonna attack the big guy. I'm trying to get my health fixed. Hold on.
It's okay, sure.
So. Okay, so that should be it.
Oh yeah,
All right.
True. Somebody in chat reminded me that Frostbite had disadvantage. So
It didn't matter. It rolled 23 for both of them.
Did it?
It was 23-23. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Or was that the one that that was the one that oh yeah, it did roll high.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Cool.
Otherwise, I would have mentioned it to you.
Sure, got it. All right. Spider steps up and bites at the other this is a 13. Let's see if that oh, the other giant spider, or are you going for the humanoid?
Yeah. I'm going for the giant spider.
I think that hits a giant spider. No, it
that would
doesn't.
miss
Just
my
misses.
giant
Yeah, you're unable to. It backs away from you as it sees you coming to try to bite it, and you miss. Anything else you would like to do, Franklin?
That's about it for
That's
now.
what you can do. Okay, that brings us to the top with Tonem. You just watched Franklin go into giant spider mode. Fighting fire with fire.
Tonem is going to cast Chaos Bolt at big Spider Bro here.
Big Spider Bro. Oh.
Yep.
That 19 will definitely hit. Is that 11 points of... Oh, you gotta
okay,
roll
let
to
me-
see what kind of damage it is.
Well, okay.
All these confusing spells tonight, guys.
I Okay. Okay, it doesn't arc, but it's
You get to choose between thunder or
thunder
fire
or
damage.
fire. Yeah. Fire might be kind of dangerous in a forest full of webbing, so I will do thunder damage.
Thunder damage.
So it takes 14 thunder damage.
14 thunder damage. Nice.
To
Spider.
that guy.
Yeah.
Big Spider Bro.
This big spider bro's looking pretty rocked as it stumbles a little bit from all this impact of thunder damage, and seems to rattle a little bit and looks in many different directions with its many eyes, trying to focus on where this damage had come from. Anything else?
He's going to just step back just enough so that his back is sort of to the caravan, so nothing can get behind him. And upon looking over and probably seeing that our little adventurer friends are freaking out, he's just going to yell out, "Hold the line!"
Lynn, the elf woman who's 10 foot away from you, is like, "What are you talking about? There's no line. We're all gonna die." And she starts panicking and you can see tears are starting to run down her face. She's trying to retie her bowstring as this guy's like standing right next to her. Like,
Then he'd probably yell back, "Then at least die with honor!"
somebody in chat said these guys look like Danny DeVito if it was a monster. If they were a monster.
Kind of.
So funny. So Tonem's turn is over. Zin, you're back up.
Yep.
All right. So I become visible, but there's two of me, and both of me are playing with hacky.
Just a good drink. That was mean.
I'm gonna cast Melf's minute meteors, and that's my turn.
You're gonna cast what?
Melts minute meteors,
Nice.
but I don't do anything yet. So
You can't do anything with them yet.
Melts.
So
I
what?
think when you get the
So
cactus, you can
what does this look
use
like?
one.
These like little
Sure.
stones start zipping around you. Is that what it is? Like,
yeah.
so basically, he looks like he has meteors orbiting him. As he's standing there.
I can use them.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
can
I'm
use
pretty sure when you cast it, you can use it too.
Okay, so I'm playing with my Haggy stack, but then also 6 meteors are like spinning around me, and immediately from both sides of the circle that they're spinning around me, they shoot out towards the spider in front of me.
Dexterity
need-
is a 16.
I need two saves.
2 saves?
I think.
Should be one for each meteor.
Yeah.
So you're firing 2 meteors?
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize. My roll 20 is being incredibly slow. There we go. Here's the second save. A 9. That's going to fail.
Okay, so I gotta roll 2d6.
It already rolled it. It rolled a 4 for damage.
Oh, yeah. You got 4 fire damage?
Well, yeah, but that's for one, because that's not for all of them.
Yeah. He gets to
Oh.
roll
I roll it
46
every
anyway.
time
Okay.
that I use.
Okay.
So the first time it takes 2 damage, and the second time it takes 4 damage.
Okay, but only the...
Or it takes all 9 the second time. So
Okay, so it takes half the first time?
yeah,
So it takes 4 points and then 9 points.
yes.
So 13 points total of fire damage. Yeah, this one is looking in very rough shape. These meteors just slam into the side of him. He's got an arrow sticking out of his chest. It's pouring this blackish liquid out of the front. This oozing blood that seems to be pouring out of this creature. Anything else that you would do on your turns in?
That's it. I'm just holding in front of this guy, playing with my Haggies.
Gotcha.
The forest don't sit around.
Excellent. Dusk.
Alright, since this thing is still standing in front of Zen, first arrow is going towards that.
Okay.
It's 26
Yes.
for,
Yes.
and that is 15 points of piercing because of the sneak attack.
15 points of piercing. It falls to one knee, and it's just like... This has got an arrow sticking out of its neck, but it is still alive and conscious.
Dang it. Alright. Well, second, I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to take out one of my special arrows and shoot the giant spider on the left side that Tanum was attacking.
Okay.
Also.
Nice.
gonna shoot
Action surge.
Shooting a grasping arrow at it.
Grasping arrow.
19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Alright, it takes 7 piercing and 7 poison.
Does it have to make a saving throw against the poison, or is it
No,
automatically
it's just
take it?
It's just it's on a hit, does extra damage.
Let me double check. I don't know if spiders can take poison damage. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. I don't have that immunity on my sheet.
Yeah, it's not on there. Yeah. He takes it all then. So that's 14 points of damage. As you fire this arrow, you hit it right in the face, Dusk. And you watch it squeal a little bit, then it rolls over onto its back and shrivels up like spiders do when they die.
Perfect.
It is
Alright.
done.
Then I'm just gonna stay up on top of this.
Okay.
My turn.
It's the bad guy's turn. This one, barely standing in front of Zin, just reaches out and just tries to claw him and bite him once more. Here comes
I gotta roll these.
here comes the claws. It targets you,
It hits the illusion.
but it only rolled a 9, so
It doesn't hit the illusion.
doesn't hit.
It doesn't hit either.
All right, so you still have 2 illusions. It's gonna try to bite you. Targets you again.
Another 9.
Another 9.
It doesn't hit either of us. We're just playing with our Haggies.
Yeah, this thing is so injured, it just can't. Almost seems its vision must be so messed up that it can't even tell where it's attacking. This other one continues. Actually, it decides that its way has been blocked by this other giant spider that has appeared behind it, and it's confused. And,
Good, fight me.
and it's like starts to like almost try to speak to this other spider.
Can I understand it?
I don't know. Let me.
I mean, I'm a giant spider.
It says they.
It doesn't say I can't.
It says they don't have a language, so it's like it's just like. So that's all you really hear, even though you're a spider. You can't really tell what it's saying. But it looks like he's trying to communicate to you. And it's holding on to this rope, and it's got like these two horses like tied together, and it seems like it's trying to go that direction. And it's just like, and it's just like speaking to you. The other giant spider that you just tried to bite is not very happy with you, and decides, hey, I'm not duped by this. The other guy he was pretty busy when you approached, but this spider's gonna try to bite you. And the rolls,
that's a logical spider.
Rolls a 9.
It misses.
It misses you. This other guy reaches out and grabs the elf woman and throws her over its shoulder, looks towards Tottenham and just like, and then turns around and starts carrying this woman off with it. So it can move that direction, and it's got this woman, this ranger woman over his shoulder, and it's just carrying her off, and you can hear her screaming, "No, put me down, help!" And I think,
Sorry, I just got booted from roll 20.
Oh, apologize.
Load you back up. Sorry.
It's all good.
No, I think it was me.
The bad guys are done, and it's Franklin's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna bite the same guy.
Same guy? Alright.
Yeah. Spider versus spider.
You hit this time. Constitution save?
He needs to make a Constitution saving throw. DC 11.
DC 11. Here we go. An 8. It fails.
Alright, so it's gonna take 1d8 plus 3 and then 2d8 poison damage.
Okay. Can you, do you see your dice roller over there on the left?
Let me take a look. I gotta move stuff around.
There should be a little.
Oh, there we
dice
go.
there. You can go ahead and click on how many you want to roll, and it'll roll it up for you.
I didn't even see that on the side.
Then add 3 to that.
So 9 points for the piercing.
And 4 poison.
So 13 damage. Nice. You sink into it. It starts to squeal. You can see it's starting to get its legs situated to where it's going to pounce back at you. It's like spiders versus spider combats. It's like as you guys clash.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to heal myself by 1d8.
Okay.
So I heal 5.
5. Yeah, that's right. You can heal in wild shape now, can't you?
Mm-hmm. I've always been able to do that.
Sweet. Cool. So Franklin starts to get some of his. He takes a short moment to gather his breath in this battle with this giant spider. And Zin, you can tell that the wizard is actually running back and is basically did a headfirst dive back into the wagon that he's been hired to guard, and his legs are sticking out of the back of it, just kind of kicking back and forth. The fighter is. He's desperately just standing there, just shaking, almost paralyzed in fear as you're standing between him and this other creature. You can hear the screams of this elven woman in the distance. Tottenham, you're up. You just...
Okay, sorry, I'm just getting everything set back up again.
Yep.
You
You just watch this creature pick up this woman and start running away with her.
He's gonna kind of sigh, and then is gonna cast Chaos Bolt again.
Chaos Bolt, nice.
on this dude.
14. So. Let me double check. I think that might do it. It does. You hit.
Okay, then that's. Do I want? We'll do acid damage,
Ooh.
and that's 7 points.
7 points of acid damage as it starts to sizzle. You can see its flesh start to bubble a little bit. It drops the woman to the ground. And it turns around and just gives you this terrible glare. You see these dark eyes just glaring back at you. Anything else you'd like to do, Tottenham?
He just smiles back at it.
Okay.
He's not moving. He's not getting any closer to it.
Zin, you're up.
Alright, so I kick the hacky sack to one foot, and I kick it up in the air, and I elbow it and catapult it at the spider in front of
Catapult it at the spider guy in front of you.
me. Yeah, so I need a dex save.
A dex save. Alright, here we go. Dexterity saving throw is a 7. I think that's gonna fail.
Perfect. It hits. It's 11 points of damage with my hacky, and it disappears.
Your hacky sack hits it directly in the face, and it just goes flying backwards. It lands in some of the trees and foliage behind. It is dead.
Perfect. Then I'm gonna spin around and like this, and I'm gonna send 2 of my meteors right here, so it hits both of those guys. So I need 4 saves, 2 from each person.
4 saves. Oh gosh. Dexterity?
Yes.
So the main humanoid creature rolls a 14 for the first, and then a 12 for the second.
Alright, so it takes 5 damage and then 3 damage.
I'm gonna get rid of this web because it's just in my way. How much damage did you say?
5 and 3 for the first guy.
5 and 3, so 8 points to the first guy. Come on, roll 20. Let me click.
Oh, and these explode into fire, by the way. I don't know if that matters.
They explode? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fire.
It does matter. As that one takes, and the fire explodes and starts to immediately catch some of the webbing on fire. What's the, okay, dexterity saves for the giant spider. So we got a 20 and a 5.
So it takes the same amount of damage, 5 and 3.
So 8 points of damage to the spider. This spider is looking very rocked, as it's now half torched and has Franklin basically on top of it, like biting into its back. It's not looking very good. And now the webbing is starting to catch on fire, and you hear the horses start to neigh and panic even more, as now fire is now involved in all this. So the horses are now trying to gallop away and trying to get away from the cart as much as they can. The creature is trying to hold on to the reins, and they pull it up. Hey, thank you so much for the sub. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. So cool. That will end Zin's turn, I believe.
Well, I'm gonna rotate now because I'm done with that guy. I'm gonna walk over here.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, you can move. Yep. Dusk.
Just to get here.
Can I still see the spider thing that's carrying off the fake?
You still got line
archer?
of sight. It's just they may have a little bit of cover from your shot.
If I drop down from the...
If you drop down and move over beside Tom, you'd be okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then. Okay. And I'm gonna shoot this spider thing.
Okay.
14.
14 hits.
Do I get sneak attack? Is the elf lady considered an ally? Or harrying the other person?
I'm gonna be more of a distraction.
Is she a threat?
I'm gonna say because of the way the rules are written, technically she is an ally. So yes, you can add these sneak attack. Yes.
So 18 points of piercing then.
18 points of piercing as this arrow sinks into this thing's shoulder. And it just reaches up and snarls in pain. Oh, it's got this thick, like, blood starting to spew out of its arrow wound. Anything else that you'd like to do, Dusk?
Nope, I'm just gonna stand right here.
Okay, bad guys go. This one that you guys are mauling over here is going to... Actually, Dusk, it's going to fire a webbing at you. So
At me? Okay.
23.
Yeah, that hits.
So you are now currently restrained by webbing. As it wraps all around you,
cool.
You are cocooned with basically your longbows like stuck to your side now. in this massive, thick webbing, and it decides it's gonna go up here and basically stand kind of in the way of Franklin the giant spider as it's trying to see what its friend is doing over there on the other side. The friend on the other side is trying to grab these horses, decides that the fire is starting to scoop up and it just kind of just lick up all these webs, and decides to go ahead and just attack Franklin. So this thing turns around and is going to make a bite and claw attack at Franklin. The claws is a 9. I think that will miss.
Yeah, that misses.
And the bite goes to pierce you 22.
That'll hit.
So you got to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
No.
Oh. So you take 13 points of damage, and you are now poisoned for 1 minute, meaning that your attacks will be at disadvantage. You do get to make the save at the end of each of your turns.
Okay.
And the other giant spider, having no one else to attack, is going to attack Franklin as well, trying to bite back at Franklin. 22.
That'll hit.
So you take 6 piercing and then 6 poison, so 12 points of damage.
Okay, so Franklin,
Or wait, hold on a second.
that thing's dead.
No, go ahead and make you make a saving throw to take the poison damage, I think. So go ahead and make.
No.
So you're not getting very lucky tonight, there, Dalton.
No.
So does that take you back to Franklin, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so Franklin goes out of his wild shape form and back into his turtle self. Anything else for the bad guys? Nope, that's all they can do. Franklin, we're up to you.
All right, I'm gonna need the direwolf. He's done.
Immediately, Franklin starts to bust out tufts of fur and hair as he lunges forward. The turtle almost becomes a werewolf for a second as he comes down on all fours and howls to the sky. Yeah, I'll find
Were-turtle.
the were-turtle is here, folks. The were-turtle is here. And what would you like to do with that that were-turtle?
I'm gonna bite this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this out on the board for you to utilize. There's your dire wolf with a bloody face.
I hope a 19 hits.
19 does hit. How much damage is that?
So that is
Oh, if you
2d6 plus 3.
You know what? If you click on bite over there in the chat box, it should roll the damage for you.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that. Double sixes.
Double sixes. So Franklin lunges in his wolf form, grabs the spider, starts to, like a dog with a small toy, just grabs it and starts going, whipping it back and forth, and throws this giant spider into some of the webbing that's burning in flames in front of the wagon, and it is dead. And with that spider shriveling up into charred, fiery web, that's what we're going to call the end of tonight's episode, as it's 8:23 and Mystic Hour will be starting soon. But, well,
I think she said she might be starting a bit late.
She might be
Just
starting a bit late?
heads up.
Okay. Did she say for sure?
No, at 6:30, so an hour ago, she said.
Okay, I bet we better stop
figuring
that.
things out might start a bit late, yeah.
I don't want to push it, I don't want to push it. So, yeah, excellent job tonight, guys. You guys have been helping out your friends this evening. And they're
More like Franklin just doesn't want to see them die.
Yeah, same.
Plus, if they had died, then our caravan probably would have gotten attacked next.
Yeah, so it kind of helps us in the long run.
Zed just really likes fights. So.
Well, excellent job. I had a blast. That was fun. It was good to get the gang back together after a 2-week break. So I believe everybody's good for next week. Am I right? Are we all good for next week?
I should be.
It
good.
wasn't next week, Ani, that you said
Yes.
you were going to be out.
No,
was it?
it's the week after. Week after I'll be out.
Got it. So we will definitely be good for next week, and then we'll talk about the next couple months. Those of you that are watching tonight, or next couple weeks, I guess, because we got our holidays are coming up, and our schedules are going to be crazy. So there may be a couple evenings where we will not be having Delve and Dash because of holidays and being out of town with family and things of that nature. So we'll keep you posted and let you guys know on our Twitter account and everything of that nature. But thank you guys so much for sticking around with us tonight. Until next time, don't forget to add that proficiency bonus, and we'll see how our party deals with the rest of this nonsense next week. Have a good night, everybody. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.